overseas. I'm not going to say the nationality. I'm not going to say the religion that they follow. But there was some people overseas, and they were blowing out of a goat's horn. Y'all know the goat's horn. The news said, and this is what the news anchor said. It said, these people think that the rapture is about to come Tuesday. Me in my head, I said, now, let's think about this thing. So I started, I ain't gonna front. I am a person, I'm going to read into everything first before I completely disregard it. So I was looking at Revelations, and I'm not going to make this the Bible pod, but I was looking at the book of Revelations to see how many different things has already taken place. And I said, okay, a lot of this stuff is taking place already, but I don't think we're at the point where rapture is going to come in just yet. The rapture? My G. Back to back. The repeats going back to back, you know what I mean? Anyway, welcome to another episode of the Lucrative Podcast. I am your host, the one, the only, Magneto Savage in the building. I'm here. I am here every week with y'all. Well, last week I'm lying. Last week I was not here. This week I'm here. This episode is brought to you by Save Tire Auto. Listen, if you need some tires, you need an oil change, you need a tune-up, you need an alternator, whatever you need, especially if you got a big truck, go over there to Save Tire and tell them Magneto 7 sent you from the Man Lucrative Podcast. Listen, I had to clean up offer because we had Tony over there looking at the pod. He said, hey, we're not trying to sell to the little cars. We're trying to sell to the big trucks. I said, all right, I got you. You still want to sponsor the podcast, though, right? All right. I'm just playing. Maybe I'm not. But welcome, y'all. Listen, we're going to have some fun today. I did a whole fun intro. We did a whole pre-show. Listen, if you haven't already subscribed to the Patreon, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Yeah, baby. What up, Big Rich? So listen, we are doing some dope stuff on Patreon. I'm not making this a whole Patreon sale because we do have some stuff to talk about. But for the whole month of September, I taught business owners and musicians, how do you start to sell something on Black Friday? Do you even know what to sell? Huh? Do you even know how to market yourself? We did all of this stuff in September for my Patreon members. Yep. I showed them how they should post on social media. Yep. I told them the differences about what's going on IG because IG's algorithm changed, and I met with the Meta associate, and they told me, do these things if you're trying to grow your following or if you're trying to get paid off. Do this. Guess what? I taught it on Patreon. Yep. So if you want to, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon. Links in the bio if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, links is in my description. It's everywhere. But anyway, let me shout a few people out right quick. B. Lamont, what up? Carlson, what up? What is it? ACBS, what up? I've been doing a better job reading, y'all. Mama, I can read! Mama, I can read! Big Tyrone, what up, bro? Chris Lakes, what up? And what is this? You need a limit. You're near the limit of recording music. Okay. All right. Resume. See, that's what I'm saying. IG don't be wanting me to play music. Listen, any of my DJs, and this is something I've always wanted to ask a question to the DJs that be streaming on IG. Why is it that you can stream a whole set list? Did you do some type of licensing agreement with IG? Like, what's the difference? Because I can stream everywhere else pretty much as long as I want to, but IG always wants to kill the live. Like, they won't let you do a certain amount. But anyway, that's a me problem, not a y'all problem. There's a me problem, not a y'all problem. So we got so much to talk about today. The first thing I want to bring up, I got to bring the church to the congregation. I wish I had you know what? I'm going to figure out a way to put me an organ on this side or a keyboard on this side so when I have a churchy moment, I can play behind myself. Because I be feeling like, yo, y'all ain't hear me. I ain't got to pray in church. Where am I praying church? I don't see y'all today. So this is the first thing I wanted to bring up because y'all are comical. This was probably about Sunday evening. Yeah, Sunday evening. I saw a few of the people overseas. I'm not going to say the nationality. I'm not going to say the religion that they follow, but there was some people overseas, and they were blowing out of a goat's horn. Y'all know the goat's. The news said, and this is what the news anchor said. It said, these people think that the rapture is about to come Tuesday. Me in my head, I said, now, let's think about this thing. So I started, I ain't gonna front. I am a person, I'm gonna read into everything first before I completely disregard it. So I was looking at Revelations, and I'm not going to make this the Bible pod, but I was looking at the book of Revelations to see how many different things has already taken place. And I said, okay, a lot of this stuff is taking place already, but I don't think we're at the point where rapture is going to come in just yet. The rapture? My G, the whole rapture. So they said, look, you know what? Please make sure you're right with God. If you're not right with God, you got to get right with God, because I don't want you to get. I love my white friends. My white friends are funny. I don't want you to get left. You know, if you get left behind, it's going to be bad. You know, repent. Which I do. I do believe that you should repent for whatever, right? I do believe that. But the whole rapture. So I said, okay. I said, the rapture's coming. Let's see. So Monday morning comes. I'm starting to see all of the baddies on IG. I'm seeing all of the baddies on TikTok. Look, girl. I forgot this one girl's name. She got like the hazel eyes, black girl with hazel eyes. She said, if y'all didn't know, go look at Facebook Marketplace right now. So I ain't gonna front. I'm always on Facebook Marketplace anyway. Like I'm an inexpensive thrifter. I like to find stuff for cheap, right? Good things for cheap though. I like to find good stuff for cheap. So the girl said, make sure you go to Facebook Marketplace right now. If you go to Facebook Marketplace, everybody's selling everything because they think the rapture is coming. So I was just like, okay, I like this idea. So I'm going to Marketplace. Folks selling cars. They selling TVs. We just want to get rid of all of our earthly possessions. I said, the first thing I thought was, okay, if you want to get rid of your earthly possessions and you're selling it, why would you just give it away? Guess what? A few hours later, giving away flat screen TV, giving away. I said, y'all are serious. So I don't know how many of y'all are like me, but I was like, okay, I might be able to find me something for the low. So I'm looking at Marketplace. I got some stuff. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I got because that's personal business. But I got a few things, and if y'all like me, I know some of y'all are like me. I'm looking at the clock. As soon as Tuesday morning, 12 o'clock comes, I'm like, okay, no rapture. Just as I thought. Time to go to bed. But listen, everybody that thought the rapture was coming, again, I'm not making this the Bible pod, but what did the Bible say? No man knows the hour, the time or the hour, right? So I'm just figure it out. I want y'all to go work on y'all because this is ridiculous. This is stupid. It is stupid. I was just like, yo, y'all are blowing in goat's horns and all this stuff. Last time I thought the conspiracy theorist people said that the goat horns was evil. And they said Illuminati was on the goat horns. Said Illuminati on the goat horn? Yep, Illuminati on the goat horn. I don't want no goat horn. I do want a goat though. I do want to buy a goat. I saw some cute little goats a while ago. But anyway, let's get to the pot. Oh, that rapture situation, I said, y'all need to stop. So a lot of stuff has been going on in the news. I think everybody is seeing Young Thug, which we're going to talk about that later on in the pod. We got some more expensive things, or some more things that we need to talk about that I did not get a chance to touch, i.e. the David guy. And I'm talking about the singer David. What's his name? And see, again, it's the young people. I sound old as mud, for real. It's the young people. But I feel like some folk got too much time on their hands. Why would you change your name to David with the whatever, right? You spec clip that we got to talk about, but why promoting the fact that body was found in the back of a Tesla? Maybe it's just me. Found in the back of a Tesla, stranded Tesla, body found. Why didn't they just say body found in the back, specific to the Tesla? I don't know if there's something else that's going on in the news feed that's making people want to. Is it an Elon thing? Y'all let me know, because I'm really confused by why they keep saying body found in the back of a Tesla. I'm trying to figure that part out. And look, everybody that's watching on streaming on play, I'm gonna just play it and y'all hear it. But yeah, I thought that was weird. Everybody is just looking like he did it. And okay, this is how I look at this whole David situation with the body being found in the back of a Tesla. This is also how I look at art, right? The whole idea of poverty music. Again, get your merch today. But the whole idea of poverty music, the idea that poverty music encourages people to do whatever, ... Right? That's why I kept getting on Sexy Red. She's encouraging people to be promiscuous and have sex and just bust it wide open. That's why I get on Megan Thee Stallion. That's why I get, even with Cardi, like this whole situation with Cardi and Offset and people putting her album against his album and then him wanting the money. So, okay, before we get to this David situation, I'm going to touch on Cardi for a hot second. Pause. Well, no, not pause. Maybe pause. I don't know. I'm confused these days. Maybe it's a pause, though. Some of the women are going back and forth saying that Offset's acting like a bee, because he wants to get paid from Cardi for what he did, and this is a tender subject for me as a producer, because this is how I look at it. Okay, and this is the same situation with Mary J. Blige and her husband when they got divorced, right? Why does it seem like people are treating divorces as the rite of passage? Like, you have to get divorced in order to move to the next part of life. Like, I was married for a good 10, 15 years, but now it's time to let it go. It's time to go find me. You couldn't find yourself while you was in a marriage? I'm just saying. You couldn't find yourself while you was in a marriage. This is a real question. Okay, you couldn't? Oh, okay. I had to go find me. I had to level up and become the best version of me. You couldn't become the best version of you with who you were with. And y'all couldn't talk it out, and y'all couldn't work that whole thing out. I'm just saying, this is the stuff that I think about. Because if I look at Cardi and I look at Offset, they're currently doing the exact same stuff that they were doing when they were married. What's the difference? So now you go to the money side of it. You go to the money side of things. Okay, if Cardi, I want to pose this question for all of the women that follow me. All the women that follow me, I want to pose this question to y'all. All right? Yo, B. Lamont, you know it's about to be smoky. So let's say you go do an album. No, yeah. Let's say you go do an album and your husband is the guy that needs the help. Your husband is the guy that needs the help, but then you are the person that has the leverage. So you have the ability to put some sauce on them. You got the ability to dress them up. You got the ability to write the best songs. You got the ability to give them all the lingo. And now, once your husband gets to the space where he's a superstar, he's getting that bag, he says, you know what? I'm done. And you say, okay, well, wait, I'm done. You say, yeah, I'm done. We both cheated on each other. See, no, I know y'all thought I was going to go all in on Cardi. No, okay, we both cheated on each other, and I'm done. So, we go our separate ways. But, from a business standpoint, we got some things that we need to make sure is squared away. So if you wrote, and this is how I'm looking at the Cardi and Offset situation. If he wrote, let's say, or inspired, we're going to go there. I think that's fun. Let's say he wrote or inspired a certain amount of songs. And now those songs come out and they generate $10 million, $20 million, $30 million and up. Well, he's still working. He's still getting a certain amount of money, but he contributed to a certain amount of those projects. He's owed a certain amount of that money. So what's happening, what we see right now, and I wish they would have left us out of the group chat. I really wish they would have left us out of the group chat. But what's happening right now is Offset is coming at Cardi for the stuff that he's already pretty much paid for. He's paid for this stuff. I.e., if I wrote it, you owe me. That's how I look at it. If I wrote it, Tatiana, look, girl. If I wrote it, you owe me. If I don't care what the relationship was, if I wrote it, you owe me. If I inspired it, you might owe me. You might owe me a certain amount, because this new album, right? We're looking at, because who is it? I think Puff is currently doing it. I know a lot of people says defamation of character. You talked about me on your stuff, defamation of character. Same thing with Dame Dash. Same thing he's doing. Dame, let's figure this out. This is not good. This is not a good look for you. But anyway, if I inspired it, it's just like, okay, what was the name of the show? Bad Joan or something like that. It was on Netflix. It was a part of the Black Mirror series. It was the whole Black Mirror series. Well, remember they said, I think they called it Strawberry instead of Netflix. And in this case, the phone was listening to everything that was going on, and then it would happen in real life, right? Everything that would happen in real life would be displayed on the TV. The girl Joan was like, well, y'all are taking my life, and this is my life that I'm living. And then what she started to do is figure out, okay, this version of me is computer generated. It's weird. It's a Black Mirror episode. But in this case, everything that was happening in her life was now becoming script on TV, and people could see it in person. I'm looking at that like, okay, that is defamation. That's real defamation of character. That's the real defamation. All this stuff, well, I'm just going to sue you because you said my name. No, it's not. No, it's two different things. So, Godspeed. I'm going to say that. Godspeed for Cardi and Offset. Leave us out the group chat. Just leave us out the group chat. All right, let's go to David. I want to go back to David because it's nasty. I don't like the fact that anybody has passed. I don't like anybody being in the back of a Tesla. Again, I don't even like y'all marketing it like that. The fact that y'all are marketing body found in the back of a Tesla, I don't like that part. But I think this is a clear example of when you write music and you're inspired by music. It could go bad. And he's been too vivid, and he's been too good at explaining a murder mystery. This has happened in real life, y'all. This ain't no TV episode. This is real life. I'm going to pull the clip up, and we're going to talk about it for a little bit. But this is happening. This is happening in real life. It's a lot of weak-minded people, too, that need some help. Let's see. Can y'all hear? We cannot hear. There we go.
To a police investigation on the West Coast. Authorities say they were called to an impound lot in Hollywood after someone noticed a foul odor coming.
I hate when they put music underneath news clips. It's so extra. I hate it.
From a car. Once inside, they discovered a wrapped in plastic. The car, which was a Tesla that belonged to a singer and Queens native who goes by the name David, spelled with A4. Period.
1 week after the news captured police towing away what David claimed was his stolen Tesla, new evidence was released. Today on September 18th, the news wrote, the person found in singer David's Tesla has been identified as Celeste Rivas, who was reported missing on April 5th,
2000. RIP Celeste. I don't like that.
2024. David has canceled his tour stop in Seattle that was originally scheduled for tonight. Then only a few hours later, it was updated. California police are currently locating famous artist David for arrest. Police have questions about his relationship with the person found inside of his Tesla. More to come. The police would open an evidence file against David. Here's what's inside it. Beginning with Celeste and his relationship, where Celeste is
all of this stuff. All right.
Seen hanging out with David during a Twitch stream, waving her hand with two ponytails.
Yeah, that's order.
So you know what? This is one thing I want to say. I think a lot of these new influencer streamer guys, and I don't think I'm a streamer. I don't think I'm considered a streamer. Am I a streamer? Maybe I'm a streamer. I don't know. I'm an old streamer though. I ain't one of them. I'm an old one. I'm an old one. But I think a lot of these streamers have adopted the idea of video games, right? And they think it's a game. They think it's a game. I don't think that they're going through life as if there are real repercussions. It's kind of like y'all remember the old cartoons where the road runner would be running and then they'll drop an anvil on somebody and then they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And then they come around the other guy and they shoot him. Like, I think that a lot of these streamers think that that's what real life is. That's how they're living. And it's weird. Some of it is weird. But yeah, let me let it play. Let me let it play.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
In the chat, man. Where it was noted this could be one of the last moments ever seen of Celeste on camera. She's also wearing the same Gap sweater that she was wearing during a photo that was taken of her by one of her friends, confirming that it was her. But not only that, the glasses that she is wearing in the Twitch stream.
This is one thing I want to say too. A lot of these parents, if y'all don't realize what's going on in y'all's kids' bedrooms and y'all don't know what type of activity they in, it was an older guy that I spoke to that he was way too long-winded. I said, you need a podcast because I got somewhere to go. He just kept talking and talking and talking. I said, golly, stop talking. I'm trying to get in my truck. I got somewhere to go. But it was an older guy that said you don't realize that your kid can be a real demon out here in these streets. They come home and they do exactly what you asked them to do when they're God's gift as a child. But outside in these streets, they could be a straight demon. That's what I think he is. And I feel like this is certain artists that can only go a certain amount of places with a certain energy. I think it's certain artists that go to a certain amount of places with a certain energy. Even with Eminem, I know I work with Eminem. Cool, right? I love him. Thank you for all of the accolades. Thank you for making me a Grammy-winning producer, right? All that. But there was a certain amount of dark energy that surrounds the camp. There's a certain amount of dark energy, and that dark energy has lasted in music business for the longest. And I don't know if it's because of the whole conspiracy with the whole Illuminati stuff. I don't know if it's because people are involved in some ritual type activity. I don't know what it is. It's something though, with a lot of the music business it has dark energy. And I'm not just talking about R&B and soul or rap. It's everywhere. Don't let me start telling the truth. I'ma tell the truth. Nah, I can't say that. That's my boy. What up, Curtis King? What up?
That same glasses she was wearing while on FaceTime with David, where she is in the same room with David while on FaceTime with one of her girlfriends. This raises the question of who is Celeste to David? In Discord messages from his fan server.
Okay. How do we feel about dudes painting their fingernails? These are real questions that I want to ask. And this is stuff that I normally think to myself, but I forget to ask the question when I start shooting the podcast because I be trying to be politically correct, even though I probably not most of the time. I be trying to be politically correct. What's with the fingernail thing? I'm all for artistic creativity, but what's with the fingernail thing?
David messaged in 2022, is Celeste in here? She responded, hi David, bark. As the news would write shortly after, there's Discord messages of a timeline revealing David was dating Celeste when she was...
So she was 12, he was 17. Okay, I'm going to just say it. I think this is what's happened with that whole situation. Y'all remember me talking about dudes having to go through a certain amount of stuff to become him? And I said every dude that becomes him has been cheated on. And I think I said that maybe on this podcast or Lucrative Love. If y'all come back through about 10 o'clock, Lucrative Love will be shooting. I will be live doing that. We will be giving out the sauce for that too. Yep. But I was saying that dudes have to go through a certain amount of things to become him. Like you got to get cheated on. It is necessary. You have to see what it feels like to have your heart broken. You have to know what it's like to be rejected. That is necessary. These are things that you have to go through in life. I think what's happened with and it's a few other things I can't talk about because this is a PG, this is a family show. But you have to feel and see a lot of these things in life to become him, to become a man, right? Well, I think a lot of these streamers are skipping certain stages and they're going on to the simple stuff, right? If you're fighting, and honestly, you know what? I'm willing to accept this. Guys, is our age, that 40 and up age group, we have done our youngins a disservice. There it is, I said it. I think we've done our youngins a disservice because there was no reason why that boy should have, and you wait, and then you're gonna go on tour, you're gonna go overseas, you're gonna unalive somebody, then go overseas and perform while the body's in the this is all stuff that it seems like he thinks is a video game. And I'm gonna blame all of our 40 and up guys because we have taught the youngins that all they gotta do is go get a bag. You go get the bag, you're gonna get the girl. We forgot to teach them all the other stuff. Like, okay, yeah, you will get the bag. If you get the bag, it is a strong possibility you're gonna get the girl. But what's your mental like? How do you accept rejection? If you go broke, how does that feel? Have you ever paid a bill? And this is the stuff I'm thinking about. Like a lot of these streamers, the younger ones, they have never had to pay a bill. So think about it like this. If you have one part of your brain telling you, all I need to do is go get a bag, I'm going to get any girl that I want. Okay, I'm going to go get a bag, I'm going to get any girl I want. Okay, cool, you did that part. And then you got another part that says, well, long as you are a provider, then you are a man. So you start to provide and you give your friends stuff and you get your girlfriend stuff and you think that that's cool. And then there are all these other phases that they forgot to mention. There's all this other stuff that they forgot to mention. I'm going to blame us. Because honestly, and I would make this a man-female thing, but man, we know. If you are a leader, you know there's certain things that you just need to be doing. There's certain morals that need to be presented to these youngins so they understand this is not okay. This ain't okay. This is weird,
to
man.
a police investigation on the West Coast.
Twitch stream wearing in the Twitch stream shortly after felt like they didn't get the same attention that David would server. Oh, bro is like that. But they're also usually 15 to 16. Excuse me while I can't say certain words on here, but you definitely get the idea. This is a very reputable source as well. In 2022, the man with the Discord conversations was actually friends with David, and they even made music together. But here's where it gets very strange. The police would stumble upon a Reddit thread that would go viral in the moments of the Tesla being found. Mind you, at this point, there was never an announcement made of who was inside of the car. It reads, "This guy is a weirdo. A close friend's sister from my area ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was letting her go around. She was in the 7th grade at the time. The LAPD sweeped his place in the hills. I'm terrified that's who is in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names, but she is from Lake Elsinore." This comment would end up being correct. What's even crazier is the Lake Elsinore area that was mentioned in the Reddit thread, police were able to connect it to a photo of David literally in a parking lot handing out money to people Celeste's age, where academics would even write. TMZ has confirmed that this photo shows singer David near the area where Celeste lived before she disappeared and was later found in the back of David's Tesla. The user who posted the photos alleges that David was paying people to keep Celeste's age a secret. However,
y'all hear that? This is stupid. And I don't want to say it. I got something I want to say, but I hope it ain't no single.
What was found next was even more unbelievable.
This is unstructured activity. This is unstructured activity. This is, I'm leaving my kid to do to their own devices, and I'm gonna let them do whatever they feel like doing. That's what this sounds like.
David has a major hit song titled Romantic H Word. It famously has the lyrics and quote, "In the back of my mind, you passed," as well as, "In the back of my mind, I got you. And I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true." But it's then when everyone noticed.
Did he not see the Young Thug trials? They are going to use lyrics in court, my guy. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad that he wrote the whole song, so we know exactly what he did. You spelled it out for us all to see it. Thank you. Good job. Good job. You played yourself. Good job. And I pray to God that family of that girl can deal with what's going on. This is nasty. This is nasty, yo. This nasty. But anyway, to sum everything up. I think that I think that he's really going to, if he does go to jail, I think the way his mental is over. You know what I mean when I say it's over? Y'all know exactly what I mean. I ain't got to spell it out. I think it's over. As soon as he goes to jail, it's over. Let me read the chat for a second, then we're going to go to the next video. It's like collecting achievements in the game, not characteristics. Going through the motions. Yep, you're right. Why is it my crowd just got loud all of a sudden? Let's see what we got. Tatiana, you the only one saying something that's worth something. You the only one saying something. So honestly, what do we think? What do we think about this? I think this David guy, he definitely did it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't want to see, and this is what normally happens, and this is a track record. If y'all have not noticed, death is just upon certain groups of people. I'm not gonna say who, but y'all already know. It's like y'all think that death is like the rite of passage versus like, yo, this is the end of whatever. But what I don't want to see in the courtroom when it comes up, I don't want to see that boy's mama out here.
When we started Warby Park,
I don't want to see that boy's mama in the courtroom. Oh, my baby, this is my baby, please. He didn't mean it. No, lock him up. It's over. Lock him up. It's done. It's done. Cause this is the same stuff that happens when somebody's kid is a drug dealer or somebody's kid is just a demon. Your kid, you raise a demon out here in these streets. Just out here wreaking havoc. If you're selling drugs, okay, that's one thing. If you're drinking, all right, that's another thing. If you're robbing, that's another thing. If you're committing the M word, if you are committing that, no, lock him up. Get him. Lock him up. Once he get to jail, make sure that he gets what he needs. I got some folk that watch the pod from jail. Yo, thank y'all. I got mad people that watch the pod. I'm happy about this. It's pretty cool. I be looking at some of the numbers. The numbers be mad low. I was like, oh, you watch? I'm like, yeah, my cousins. I was like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, no. When he gets to jail, lock him up. And when he gets in there, because of the nature of the activity of how he got into jail, y'all know what to do with him. Get him. Make him remember what he did. Because he was a straight demon, and then you're going to write about it. And see, this is another thing that we're going to go to Whoopi Goldberg, because Whoopi Goldberg talked about being broke, and I got some things I want to talk about with that. And then Young Thug, we got to double back to that. But this is the same reason why I get mad at music business. Music business made that boy a stream. They made his streaming go crazy enough where he could start getting booked for shows. And on the road, he's talking about the murder that he got, the M word that he committed back in California. And he's getting rewarded for this over and over in the form of getting booked for tours. So not only did you commit this thing, but you're getting rewarded for it, which means you're getting paid for it, which means you're getting the notoriety for it. It's straight demon, man. That's a demon, man. Lock him up. He's over. Get him out of here. It's a wrap. T-Shack says divorce benefits who mostly comes. Divorce benefits who when it comes to. I can't. Hold on, T-Shack. My screen's locked up. I can't see it. Let me see. All right. All right, I'm trying to look at this. T-Shack, I can see you now. You said, oh my God. I'm just trying to see what you said. Okay. Divorce benefits. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know I could put you on the screen. I can put you on the screen. I get fancy. I'm getting fancy now. All right. I love when I find out how to do new things. I'm like a kid in the candy store. Like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. All right, divorce benefits who mostly when it comes to the financial come ups. You already know who it benefits, dog. You already know who divorce benefits. So now I will say this. In the case of Cardi B and Offset. I'm gonna say Offset benefits the most. In the case of Cardi B and Offset would definitely benefit the most out from their divorce. If she has to pay him alimony, which I think she does, hey, it is what it is. Hey, City Girls, what up, girl? City Girls know what it feels like to be a man. Be a real man. See, I be trying to stay like this. City boys up though. City boys up. Be a man, not a woman. Y'all remember that commercial back in the day? It was a commercial that used to be on the TV, and I think it was talking about workouts or something. And they were like, whatever you do when you go to the gym, make sure you be a man, not a woman. All right, let me chill out before I get myself canceled. So we're gonna now talk about Whoopi Goldberg. We gotta get to a little bit of brightness. Cause see that whole David situation just vexed my spirit. So, and a few of y'all sent me this last week, so my apologies for just now getting to it. But Whoopi Goldberg mentioned that she cannot retire. She don't have the ability to retire right now. She has too many bills and she's just upside down, so she can't retire from The View. Even though she is retirement age, she can't retire from The View. Now I'm gonna say this. This is one thing I will say. When it comes to me doing the podcast and when it comes to me producing music or coaching and all that stuff, I could do that till I'm dead. Like I could do that. Like that's for me, this is fun. For me, this is an outlet. I have the ability to teach, to give people insight on things that I probably have already gone through where they don't have to go through it, and then also give them some more things that they could progress in business or life, right? So I love what I do right here. But for my regular 9-to-5, for me being a general contractor, yeah, at some point I'm going to be like, all right, I'm done. Y'all got it. And either I'm going to sell the business or I'm going to retire completely from it, or I might just staff it up and I'll become like a chair member, a board member, where I'm just coming in and again, giving insight and letting the youngins go ahead and take it. So I kind of see both sides for Whoopi, but let's see what she's talking about.
From all of us at this table, we are starting our new season because we are very much here and live.
I think speak for yourself as far as being live. Because I'm still on vacay.
Yes. Well, yes, but you're live on vacay still.
Who watches The View? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be funny. Who still watches The View, though?
They're not, like, dead.
No, I'm not. Okay.
I've gotten older, and now I'm kind of proud that I actually got this far.
83, and you're still
83. Why do you have to tell my age? But yeah, I mean, I look good.
You
but
look incredible.
No,
You haven't slowed
it's a
down.
huge number, though. It's ridiculous. It's getting close to 100.
When you put it that way. But it's still very close to 50.
No. I remember when I was 50, I was upset that I was 50. And now I'm not upset anymore.
So what's changed? Why so comfortable in this phase? In this age?
from 50 on, I think I really got it together really well.
In terms of?
My career, where my head is at, my anxiety levels, everything. I mean, it's been really a good ride.
Truly, and clearly no signs of slowing down. Do you ever think about just retiring and enjoying it all, or are you?
There's no such, creative people don't really retire.
Do you ever?
And that's my point. That was my point right there. Creative. What up, boy? What up? It said creative people don't really retire. That's kind of how I feel.
Slowing down, just enjoying this?
Yeah, but who can afford to do that? Who can afford to start? If you don't marry well, you got to keep working.
I feel like you might be one of the people that could afford it by now.
No, not by now. Not yet.
I just really.
All right, let me see something right quick. I have a question for my girl on ChatGPT. My ChatGPT is a girl. I like to talk to women. I've said this plenty of times before. All right, hold on, let me see something. Because I'm curious to see how much money does Whoopi actually bring in per year. And I know this is kind of what my issue is with when it comes to living in LA. Because at one point, me and my wife was trying to figure out whether we were going to move to LA. When we first got married, I was like, are we going to live in North Carolina? I'm everywhere else. You'll see. We were trying to figure out if we were going to move to North Carolina, if we we're going to move to Cali or New York. I absolutely love working in New York. Like when I tell you, New York is like my baby. Just because the energy is kind of like, I feel like New York brings out the competition. So competition exists. But then the flip side is, that you could go over there and just go outside, see Manhattan, see the Hudson, and just come back in the studio and create some fire. That's why I like New York. LA, I like to create out there as well. I like the weather, but most of the time in LA, it's just like, it's vacation vibes. I like to work out there. The competition is there, but then it's that plus the people. With New York, I think the older I've gotten, and something happened with my sound over on this stream, but the older I've gotten, I realize that I like when people are just rude. I like when it comes to music people. I'll say that. When it comes to music people, I would rather you be rude and show your true identity versus act like you like me, and then we're in the studio, and then years later I heard that you put some salt on my name, right? In New York, they're going to say, F you, we getting this. And then they stand on it. In LA, oh, but bro, you're so awesome when you come out. And then when they leave, then they put the salt on your name, and now you technically blackballed in that circle. That's how LA works. And Atlanta has kind of become the East Coast LA, honestly. Atlanta has kind of become the East Coast LA. And it's like, I don't know, I don't like that. I like people to be real. But anyway, let's get to this Whoopi. She said she can't afford to retire. Right now, as of 2024 going into 2025, Whoopi is worth $60 million. She's worth $60 million. And it says the estimate is closer to $30 million. And that's due to all of the expenses, financial situation, and they don't go into super detail about what's what. But okay, let's look at The View. Right now it says what she was reportedly earning annual on The View is $8 million a year. She's earning $8 million a year, and she's also earning some royalties and some franchise fees. Which that's dope. I didn't know Sister Act is giving them some franchise fees. That's awesome. But she's currently earning royalties and franchise fees on 150 films. That's a lot. That means she's getting paid every quarter. And technically, all our music people know. They say it's 4 quarters in a year, but when in music world, you only gonna get paid 3 out of those 4. Right? At least that's how my check has been coming. It's every 6 months. No, every 3 months, and then that last one is kind of like accounts payables is doing some type of calculation. Then you get paid again on that first quarter. So that fourth quarter is kind of like they're adding everything up. Anyway, so she's getting paid $8 million on The View. She's getting her royalty fees from Sister Ag as Sister Mary Clarence, which is which is good money. They don't give us an exact amount. And then it says she has some other ventures, including books, children's books, cannabis company. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, which is closed since then. Okay. So the cannabis company is a wrap. So this is the thing, and this is a question I want to pose to all of my people that's in LA that might be watching the show. At what point will you say enough is enough? Or the people that's living in New York, at what point will you say enough is enough? Because this is me. This is how I would look at everything. If I am on The View as one of the main hosts and I'm on there every day, I'm giving up the sauce. Well, that's a little bit different. I don't know if they're recording every day, if they're pre-recording everything. But let's say they're recording every day. If I was Whoopi, I would not stay in New York. I wouldn't stand. I wouldn't stay in New York or New Jersey. I would probably hit Delaware, or I would hit probably Maryland. I would hit an area that's close enough for me to commute, whether it's a helicopter or whether it's whatever. I would do that before I would stay in the area because I'm close enough to the job. Like even now, I know it's on a smaller level, but my 9 to 5 and my main office is an hour away from my house. Guess what? That money that I'm getting from my 9 to 5, that bread I get from the 9 to 5 is a result of me being able to go an hour out to go get it and bring it back to the area, bring it back to where I stay, right? So I think she might need to make some adjustments. And I realize when we're talking about Whoopi, she probably got a housekeeper. She probably got a chef. She probably got a lot of these extra expenses. Girl, you need to do some meal prep. Have you not seen us on the internet? Do you some meal prep? Brighty Merce says, my motto is, there's enough sun for everyone. Get some shine, please. Lord Jesus. And this is, I don't like to make it a man-female thing, but I think that this is going to continue to happen for everybody that over-leverage their celebrity. Because I think it is a possibility to over-leverage your celebrity. Like, even if you're making, all right, so let's say, let's do some numbers. If Whoopi is reportedly making $8 million from The View, automatically she making $4 million. When you talk about taxes, automatically we down to $4 million. So she not making $8 million, right? What I would do if I was her, and I don't know who's in her corner as far as the financial plans go, but what I would do, I would start changing up some of the way that I'm looking at living situation, how I'm driving. I'm sure she probably got a Bentley or something. I'm sure she got some fire, which well deserved. But if it's beyond your means, maybe go get your C class. You don't need the S. You don't need the Maybach. Go get your C class, and it's still nice. You're still in the family, but you're in your means where you're not overspending, right? Something else. I don't know if she's in the space. I don't see Whoopi super active online. She could easily have a secondary show running on a Patreon or on a YouTube and start doing real connection with her audience and run it up that way. It's Whoopi freaking Goldberg. I would pay for it. I would definitely pay for it in a heartbeat because I think it would be worth my time having somebody like that that's been in media that can now, I'll say, be my OG. Dame Dash said, Charlamagne, Wendy Williams, your OG. My OG sit right there. The first thing I wanted to say is, that's not a flex, Damon. Damon, that is not a flex. Oh, but anyway, Godspeed to Whoopi Goldberg. Godspeed to Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, Jesus. So the last thing I wanted to bring up was Young Thug, because I did listen to some of the album. Let me get her off my screen. I did listen to some of the album from Young Thug, and okay, this is what I will say with the Young Thug situation. Y'all remember the part of Young Thug's interview with Bank. What up, Big Bank? But Young Thug's part of the interview where he was just like, what did he say? Man, all my done left. I said N-words. All my N-words done left, bro. It's just me. It's just me, bro. I'm out here independent, bro. It's just me. And the first thing I thought, especially when it came to Young Thug and Gunna, I'm not trying to put them up against each other, but let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts. If everybody goes to listen to this Young Thug album, the new Young Thug album, I live in Atlanta, so I got to be real selective in how I talk. And I heard what you said, motherfucker. Nope. No. Wait, don't hit me. Don't do that. But when it comes to Young Thug's album and all of the stuff that he said in his interview, and when he said everybody done left, he ain't got nobody around him, nobody's there to help him, he's just getting it out the mud. The first thing I thought was, okay, if you're looking at Gunna, and he kept saying, well, Gunna took the plea, if they say that, you know, the CEO, the CFO took a plea, then what that mean? What that mean? Everybody else don't take a plea. If I run it and Gunna run it, then he took a plea. What that mean? What that mean, Bank? He said, yeah. Bank was so nonchalant in that interview. I loved it. But this album is a clear indication of who did what and what the workload was. This whole album was a whole indication, because it's not a good album. It's a song, and I even like some of the antics that Young Thug is doing, as far as he whited himself out on the cover. He's super black like me. He made himself light-skinned it. And then he got his hand like that. I like that type of trolling when it comes to an artist and them putting out their album. I like when an artist does that. But when you don't have the music to back it up, it's just like who has Drake? Oh my God, Drake is a perfect example. Drake has the worst album covers. His album covers are trash. Boo-boo. Boo-boo. I need to put a little like tag. Boo-boo, boo-boo, boo-boo. Drake's album covers are terrible. Single covers, terrible. But guess what? Everybody goes and listens to it, and he always delivers. Even if he delivers on something that we don't per se like, he still delivers on a premium product every time. And I'm talking about Drake. So I think that Thug is a prime example of, okay, you can be the dude and you can have all of the publicity going around the album to generate the eyes, but if you don't have the music to back it up, then people gonna be like, ah, yeah, he trash, he need Buddy, and they're gonna go ahead to the next one. Because honestly, I'm still stuck on Cardi's album. I'm still halfway stuck on what's my boy? I can't think of it right now. Lord Jesus, Chance the Rapper. I'm still stuck on Cardi B and Chance the Rapper's album. So that let me know these are good projects. When you have little innuendos inside of the album that makes people keep listening, and they heard something different this time, or they heard a double entendre, or you whatever. It's just like Anton's. So Ant, I like Cardi's album from the standpoint. Well, it's okay. The excessive usage of the B word is too much. It's way too much. Got that B. You sleeping with my nigga. Okay, all right. I know you thick. I know you got the wettest. You got the WAP. You are the WAP queen. You know what? I celebrate you because we all like some good WAP. We like it. We like good WAP. But there has to be something else to rap about. There has to be something else for her to rap about. She's talked about how wet she is for the past couple of years. Girl, when you start hitting them 50s, it ain't going to be the same. That drive is going to go down. But anyway, it's not necessarily for me liking Cardi's album as much as I like the marketing strategies. I've been studying how they've rolled out everything. Because, again, y'all know I'm working on me a project. Hey. If you ain't already joined the Patreon, join the Patreon. That's where I'm working on the project. And we got an A&R session tonight. Bright in the Future submitted some records. If y'all want to submit music, y'all got between now and about 6 o'clock this evening. About 9, we're going to go live. We're going to go through the music, see what we got. All right, but make sure you join the Patreon. Links in the description. You can join for free. Join for free, test it out. Then if you want some of the master classes or you want some of the masterminds going on, then you join the higher tiers. But if you don't want that and you just want to be a part of the community, join for free. And then I think the cheapest tier, guys, is $1. I will let y'all know, once we hit 100 people, the dollar tier is going away. So whoever's in the dollar tier right now, y'all the only ones going to be in there. If y'all, once we hit the 100 folk, the dollar tier is out of here, except for the people that's already there. All right, but yeah, I like the way that they rolled Cardi's album out. I like how they kind of played with us. And okay, this is what I think. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I probably am. That whole court case that they came up with for Cardi, I didn't believe it. I feel like that was a part of the rollout. That whole court case, because it didn't seem, of course, I'm not outing people. These labels have different marketing strategies, and they build the marketing strategy based around the artist's character or the character that's presented. I.e., when I went to Tallahassee, Florida, shouts out to my boy. I'm a messing up, so I just said my boy. Tatiana, tell me what my boy name is. I can't think of him right now. Dude from Tallahassee, I can't think of him right now. But he was telling me that Sexy Red is one of the brightest people. She's super bright, but she knows how to play the game. So if labels know how to build marketing strategies around artists, it is on a whole different level. Case in point, if I'm marketing something for me, right? Let's say, perfect example, the album that I'm working on. All right, From Me to You. That's the name of the album. From Me to You, right? This whole album, the rollout is not necessarily about the album. What I'm recording is not necessarily about the album. The album ain't even about the album. The album is for me to connect with artists. The album is for me to be able to use as a tool to show artists, this is how, if you want to do an album, this is how you A&R your project. What does A&Rs do? This is what the stuff that they do. If you want to know how to arrange a project, this is how we do it. If you want to know why a hook didn't work or why a verse worked or why, this is why. And I'm explaining all of this and I'm using my album as a tool to do so on Patreon. Go ahead, join the Patreon. That's what I'm doing on Patreon. And then once we get to that part and we got the project out, then I'm gonna start showing people this is how we're rolling out the project. This is how the whole idea of influencer marketing. I like the idea of influencer marketing, but what happens if you are the person that houses all of the people that are influencers? What happens if all of your influencers have businesses that they're able to capitalize off of? This is stuff I think about. What happens if all of your influencers actually own the stuff that they rap about, or they own the things that they own the spaces that they're shooting their content from? What happens? What happens when that happens? And that's the stuff I think about. I posted in my story probably 2 days ago. Where I said, yo, this is where the lucrative community is going. And there's a guy that's developing some land. He bought like 8 acres of land and they're parceling it out for different properties. I said, what happens if all creative people own this piece of land, this 8 acres? We might not only have to live on nothing, but maybe 4 of it. But the other 4, we could have it rented out. We could have a whole facility, gyms. You could have studios, of course, like community studio. You can have all of this stuff. But what happens? What happens when creative people can do that? That's the stuff that I'm focusing on. That's why I'm doing all of the stuff on the lucrative community and the Mad Lucrative Network. That's why I'm doing this stuff, right? I know a lot of people, the first point of entry is going to be in the music, which is fine. The first point of entry is music. But for me, being on the other side of it and having accomplished the Grammy and having accomplished 10 million albums sold plus, after having all of that accomplished and seeing that it's still a possibility that a lot of these creative people are out here on the street busted and disgusted, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that. So this is my way of being the solution to that problem. So hopefully y'all make sure y'all join the Patreon. Hopefully I explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. Bright says restaurant. See, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, when I know some people, and I'm about to end because I'm way over time, but I know when some people see empty buildings, they just see, oh, this trapped out. This effed up neighborhood got ran down. Negroes that ran it. When I see an empty building, the first thing I be thinking is, yo, who owns it? How much they want for it? How long has it been sitting? If it's been sitting for a long time and it's just collecting on taxes, the city taxes just keep coming. I wonder if I can just buy that building for the taxes that they owe. I wonder if the owner still has a mortgage on that property. This is the stuff that I think about, because what happens? A lot of us start to complain and they say, well, the white folk moving in and the white folk gentrifying the neighborhood. And the white... No. Everybody has the same ability to make certain purchases. Everybody got the same ability. It might be a small purchase at a time. You might only be able to afford a $65,000 or $100,000 house that's trapped out. But guess what? If you buy that $100,000 house, a $60,000 house, and it's trapped out, and you put $10,000 here, you go work a job, or you start a job like me helping y'all start businesses. You start the business and say, all right, I'm gonna put $5,000 to the kitchen this year. I'm gonna put another $5,000 to the bathroom this year. Put another $5,000. Guess what? That $60,000 in 3 years might turn to $300,000. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I did it. I already did it. I did it a few times. I did it. So. Anyway, hopefully y'all go ahead and join the Patreon. Hopefully y'all enjoyed today's show as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. And I'll be right back. See y'all next week. Peace.